player from Pakistan who beat the great Jahangir Khan in the semi-finals by that score in 4 games, you saw. The other semi-final was that all-Australian match, Chris Dittmar running out the winner. So it's Jansher against Chris Dittmar in the final. Best of 5 games. We join the first of those games, 5 points all, Dittmar to serve.
Yes, that was too deep on the return, and Dittmar attempting the salvage shot off the back wall, and it didn't work for him, as you saw there, and so he loses the service. Jansher beginning to use the same tactics that he used against Jahangir Khan, that little drop shot into the corner, using the tin well and then driving hard to the backcourt.
I know that Yassin, who's been coaching Jansher, Yassin's the over 45s champion, won the over 45s title, and he feels that Jansher's a little bit inflexible when he goes down in the front of the court and doesn't bend very well, but my goodness, you know, he doesn't bend that badly, and if he gets any better, then I must say that I can't see that criticism has been very valid in the last match, and again in this one, he's getting down to the ball very, very well.
Well, the scoreline shows that Chris Dittmar is in a little bit of trouble here. He's 6-5 down, and with Jansher with service, and now able to take it to 7. And if he does, then that is getting very difficult to pull back. The fact is that Chris Dittmar may have to work very, very hard, and if he does win the first game, he may well pay for it in the second.
Yes, left, 6-5.
And Chris very disappointed at that decision. I think he hoped he'd get the stroke there, which would give him a chance with the service, but still 6-5 down. And I think that this is as well as Chris could have played in this final. He's really exploited all his abilities, and he's played a very, very good first game, but it might still not be enough, even though he's got the service back. Always dangerous, though.
He's taken an entirely different approach to the approach he took against Norman in the Martin, rather, in the last game he played in the semi-final, and that really is standing him in good stead. He's quite clearly thought about this final. He's had a lot of chats with people, but he's thought about it himself. And as you say, Joan, I don't think he could have done much better. He hasn't committed too many errors. He's committed 1 or 2, but not too many yet.
Oh, that's great stuff in the front of the court. Dittmar's shot was really excellent, and Jansher moved into the front of the court, and he felt that his ball was up. It looked good. They're obviously discussing it. And I think a let is being played. Yeah, there's a dispute. It was very tight. Dittmar's shot was a beauty, and the reply was just as good. A bit of doubt in the referee's mind, Stuart, so he must play a let if there's any doubt at all.
Referee Graham Dixon, the marker Peter Walker,
6-5, left box,
as the 2 men with the job, but the referee in particular, to sort out disputes of this kind. There you have the scoreline. We're still in this first game. It's a long first game, as we expected, and
7-5.
And now the problems begin, because Jansher Khan has 7-5 up, and he has the service.
Yes, left. Yes, left. 7-5.
The let you heard, and
right box.
well, if Chris Dittmar is to stand a chance, then he has to win this next point. He has to get service back, and he's then got to score 2 points and take his time about it.
Again, we see the cut and thrust in the front of the court, and Chris Dittmar getting the winner there. Both men picking up really good shots, and then the angle going in for a winner.
Well, that's just what he wanted. He was very, very quick to that front wall, and deceptive use of the wrist there. Brought the ball in very, very much quicker than Jansher anticipated, and the result was in Dittmar's favour. Look at these little drop shots in the corner. And that's a stroke. He got himself into the wall, couldn't get out, and Jansher took the advantage of stroke there, and so he has service back. 7-5.
Again, the tight play, this time on the left-hand side of the court. And an error from Chris Dittmar.
8-5, game ball.
Well, this is game ball, and it's the situation that Chris Dittmar didn't want. And he now has to get his act together in every sense, because if he loses this, then he's got an awful lot of work to do. His stroke it is, and Dittmar knew it. He walked straight for the gate. He knew he'd committed the sin. 9-5. The first game goes to Jansher Khan. It's with the form book, but Dittmar really needed to win that if he was going to stand a real chance in this final, but we shall see.
Well, Jansher took the next game 9-4 as well to go 2-love up, needing 1 more game for victory. Here's the third. Jansher to serve, but 3-5 down.
Nice shot. Well retrieved. Oh, well, what a shot that was, Joe.
Well, there's the left-handed cross-court neck. And Chris Dittmar has been a little bit bothered recently about the fact that he hasn't been hitting quite so many nicks as he did when he was a teenager. And there was the great cross-court nick. And after Jansher had been retrieving so incredibly in the earlier part of the rally.
The important thing is that he concentrates now and builds on it and doesn't make the error after such a magnificent shot. Five 3 still. Well, that was another example. That's 2. Beautifully played into the nick on the other side of the court this time.
6-3.
Oh, what a real chance he's got now to stay in this match.
Yes, left. Yes, left. 6-3.
So Chris Dittmar really going for these nicks. Join of the wall and floor. And the ball runs dead. There's no reply to that. No lets, no nothing. 2 in a row at a decisive time.
That was beautifully played too, and well retrieved again by Jansher. I mean, the caliber of the man to get these back.
Oh, after all that, he had the 3 that he thought all were winners. They all came back.
And out. 3-6.
Then he had that great opportunity to just put that little drop in the front right-hand corner, and he hit the tin with it.
Had the audacity then to ask whether the previous shot of Jansher was up. Well, I suppose that's being competitive in a world final.
Yes, left. Yes, left. 3-6.
Jansher definitely looking for the stroke there. He felt that he didn't have an opportunity to play the ball, and Chris was too close to him, but the ref not prepared to give it.
Yes, let. Jansher, you must play the ball in a situation like that. Yes, let. 3-6.
And the referee took a fair time to make his decision, and under those circumstances it has to be a let.
4-6.
Well, now only 2 points down, and still with service, Jansher. Oh, yes. Just for once, he looked to the side wall, saw the ball die, and breathed a sigh of relief. He was back in business, he's got service. Good reactions there. Oh, yes.
Yes, let. Yes, let. 6-4.
The let being given.
Dittmar plays this reverse angle in the front of the court across his body, very deceptive, and twice Jansher struggled to be there, and on each occasion has asked for the let and got it.
Throw to Jansher. Throw to Jansher, and out. 4-6.
I think that was a typical situation where Jansher could have played the ball, decided to stop on the basis that the worst that was going to happen was only a let would be given, but he did actually have room to play the ball. He got away with the stroke, so...
Yes, let. Yes, let. If he'd on the way through, Chris, he would have got it. 4-6. Yes, let. 4-6.
Have a little rest for Chris Dittmar as he questioned that.
Stroke to Dittmar.
Yes, indeed. And the crowd cheering that one. They thought it was a little bit difficult to accept the previous decision.
And out. 6-4.
He still can't quite break through to the magic 7. He's been held at 6-4 for a while. He's played with considerable brilliance in this third game. He's put away 3 dead nicks. He's attacked. He's used every legitimate trick in the book. 1 or 2 verbals as well.
Oh, yes. Superb play from Dittmar. He found the nick again, and just when he needed it, 7-4, at last he gets off the 6 points.
7-4.
Well, here it is, game ball. Can he come back into this match? How he will try. Oh. Looked for the nick, couldn't find it. Oh, superb play.
Yes, let. 8-4.
Oh, after all that, let. Still game ball, 8-4. Chris Dittmar, the server. A chance to come back to 1-2 in this enthralling final. It really is a good match. Situation for you to see.
Down.
Oh, it's down. And he's got it. And the error from Jansher Khan and Chris Dittmar is still in this match. Look at him breathing. He's had to work so hard for this, but he's back in. He trails 1-2, and what a final we've got.
Well, the Aussie playing really well. Let's join the fourth game now. Dittmar serving 3-1 up here.
How on earth did he recover that ball?
When you're playing this sort of a match and there are recoveries against you like that, Stuart, the attitude you've got to take is each time your opponent is forced into that situation and he gets it back, that you're actually putting another nail in his coffin. You mustn't lose patience against it. And Chris will know that Jansher's recoveries are now not as effective as they were. So he's going to pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure.
And out, 1-3.
And in pressuring, there will be errors like that boast.
Yes, they're trying to play the shot so fine above that tin that to produce the winning shot that the errors are creeping in. Just a fraction out on the timing, and of course that's all about fatigue, no question about that. Oh, I think
2-3.
the decision already given.
Left box.
2-3. And the prospect, of course, let's look at this. Jansher Khan is 2 games to 1 in the lead, and he's trailing 3-2, and really he knows that he would dearly like to finish this game off in this and win the match on this game, because if he doesn't, then he's got to go to 5, and he won't like that, as good as he is. 1.5 hours gone in this final so far, and we're still well at the beginning of the 4th game.
And out, 3-all.
We always consider the 2-hour match, Stuart, to be really the marathon time, and obviously anything beyond an hour 45 is getting into the sort of marathon situation. And to be early on in the 4th game, and at an hour and a half, this means that 5 games would be a 2-hour match without a doubt.
And out, 3-all.
Well, the score tied then. Now, this is where Chris Dittmar has got to say to himself, I need discipline, I need to be constructive, and I've got to not take risks. But whether his body will allow him, well, I don't know. There was an example
4-3.
of finding it very difficult to scoop that ball out of the corner.
And out, 3-4.
Just to remind you that we've got a capacity of just over 3,000 here in this exhibition centre in Birmingham, surrounding this Perspex court. It's quite an innovation. 5-3 is the score.
Yes, sir.
And
5-3.
service with Jansher, and so with 2 games to 1 in the lead, this is a most critical occasion now for Chris Dittmar. He's got to get back and win this game to stay in and take the young Pakistani to a 5th.
We've got a bit more length coming because Chris knows he's got to find his way back, and Jansher just trying to put a little bit of pressure on and has squeezed another error. 6-3.
Well, that may be the error that brings about his defeat.
Yes, let. Yes, let. 6-3.
So 6-3. He needs to get to 9 to win this match outright and become world senior champion. Just imagine, just 1 year ago, he was world junior champion and hardly in the senior ranking list. That's the world lists. Now he's at number 4, and I would suggest that that will change considerably after this performance here.
Stroke to Jansher. Stroke to Jansher.
And again, getting the stroke there, Stuart, and Jansher sensing again at 18 years old tactically to increase the pressure on his opponent within 2 points of home. And he's done this all through the tournament. His tremendous tactical experience with an old head on young shoulders.
Well, that's it. Match ball. Championship ball.
Match ball.
And I wonder what thoughts are going through the mind of this 18-year-old in his first World Senior Final on match point.
Real pressure.
Down.
It's down. Well, it's service back to Chris Dittmar, and that's one chance gone, but he's still got several more, I fancy.
3-8.
That was about the fastest rally for 20 minutes. I think the fastest rally of the fourth game. One trying to hang on and the other trying to finish it off.
So only Chris Dittmar can score from this.
No let. No let. Hand out. 8-3. Match
So
ball.
second match ball, as you heard there. And Jansher Khan takes his time and wonders whether within the next 5 or 10 seconds, or a little longer, he will become the world champion. Reactions
Yes, let.
quite incredible.
Yes, let. 8-3. match
Looking
ball.
through for the stroke there. Referee not having it. Got to earn it.
Down.
Oh, it's down. Well,
And
a
out,
very
3-8.
nervy finish to this final. And Chris Dittmar lives again, but only just.
Not up.
Oh, it's not up. He's got a point out of it, 4-8.
And this is a big psychological change because
4-8.
Jansher was almost home, 2 match balls on top, still has the big lead, but suddenly the opponent is starting to drive forward and the man in front can start to become a little bit uneasy. Is it going to slip away? And this is where the young player has to show the composure that he did in his semi-final against Jahangir.
Stroke to Dittmar.
There's a
Stroke to
stroke.
Dittmar.
Well, we can't say this is not
5-8.
interesting. 3 points behind, 5-8, still service. Quite remarkable if he pulled this back, having saved 2 match balls.
Stroke to Jansher.
Yeah, stroke to
Jansher,
Jansher. It's gone
and
across,
out.
so they've got another match
8-5.
ball.
Match ball.
Well, the third chance then for the young pretender, ranked 4 in the world this year. He's already beaten the top-ranked player in the semi-final.
Stroke to Dittmar.
Stroke to Chris Dittmar, and it's gone back to service for him. Well, I say, what a battle.
And out. 5-8.
Chris Dittmar really working the front left-hand corner beautifully. Same situation as when he was match point down, getting the stroke again and earning it by the quality of his strokes to that area.
He's showing some considerable composure at this stage.
Yes, let. Yes, let. 5-8.
At the end of all of that, it's a let. Oh, I say. Let me remind you, he's 1-2 in arrears. 5-8. Always past it. And the crowd enjoying this. 6-8 it is. He's still got service. Can he save it? It will be the great escape if he does.
Jansher now will be really aware of what's happening and will be wobbling mentally. It will be impossible for him to keep
Yes, let. Yes, let.
so cool and detached.
6-8.
He will have to be worrying at this stage, Stuart. He's had 3 match points. He had a big lead. He was almost the world champion. Suddenly, the tough Australian's back at his throat.
Desperate. Oh, a beautiful shot from Jansher. And Chris Dittmar asking if the other ball was up, but of course it was. He'll get no joy there. An anxious look from Jansher.
Ball was good. Ball was good. And
The final information that he didn't want to hear. The ball was good. And here we go for the 4th time. Match ball.
Yes, let.
I say again,
8-6, match ball.
5th time, match ball.
Pressure on the referee, as always.
Yes, let. Yes, let. 8-6, match ball.
Ooh. Well, will it be this time? Remarkable shots from Dittmar here. Testing his young opponent.
Very brave play by Dittmar.
Oh, and an error. It went off the wood of the racket. Now, that is so unusual. And Chris Dittmar
And out.
has
6-8.
a chance at 6-8 still. Goodness me.
Yes, let. Yes, let. 6-8.
You've got to be tough in there, I tell you. Mentally tough. Oh, it was a good shot, acknowledged by Chris Dittmar. You probably heard him in the background shout, good shot.
And out. 8-6, match ball.
Once again, match ball and a chance to become world champion. Yes, there it is. At the age of 18, his first appearance in a World Championship final. Jansher Khan of Pakistan takes over where Jahangir Khan left off. Another prodigy bears fruit, and the congratulations will start. A new star is born, that's for sure. But let's forget Chris Dittmar, how well he played. He came back from the dead so many times and almost tied it at 2 games all. He came within 2 points, but he just didn't have enough